Okay. I have everything set up. And Brian. And we already have people in the chat room.
Really? How many people are there?
Like 3 or 4. We have Ripsor, Micah Baptist, Danny L. FPV.
Oh, Micah. All right.
They're
Should I start doing something?
yeah, let's do it. Cool. Let me get this up a little bit. Okay. Hello guys and girls, people. So, I forgot to tell you we just set up a promo code, but
I needed one of those.
we can figure it out. Hi, welcome.
I can do it real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I forgot to tell Brian to set up the promo code for the live stream, so we're gonna get that set up here. Please bear with us. It's probably gonna.
What are we gonna do the code for?
I was gonna do 15% off for Father's Day, but
15% off everything?
percentage is it's like kind of up to you too. I can't do it live right now. All this.
Just for people. How about 10% off for everybody online?
Sounds good.
It's just for this. Well, the duration of this, right?
Yeah.
I remember not to ask you that large.
Yeah. See, let's try to you guys can do.
Oh, glad you weren't there to smell that.
They can't hear us.
Where's the mic? Oh, the thing? They can't hear us because we're over here? Because it's not turned on.
No, they can hear us.
Got that.
I just asked Micah. Promo code Bearded Raleigh is what the Bearded Raleigh says.
What? Bearded?
Okay.
What the hell is Bearded Raleigh?
I don't know. You don't like. Hi, Bearded Raleigh. I'm down. No one else has suggested anything. You win. You win, Bearded Raleigh. So the promo code, which will probably not appear anywhere here, is going to be Bearded Raleigh.
People are going to be misspelling that all every
Yeah.
time. L-I-E-E-I-G-H. Gotcha.
Oh, there we can hear ourselves now. Can we get okay, guys, we're gonna do get out internets right now. No, not get out internets. I should do that. See, first time live, we're learning what to say. Everybody do this one as like nobody watching.
Is that?
Yeah.
This show's late?
A little bit.
There's a delay?
There's a little bit of delay.
Oh. That's totally confusing. Bearded Raleigh, one word, capital R, capital B. One word. Who was that, Micah, that suggested that?
The Bearded Raleigh suggested it.
Bearded Raleigh suggested that.
Yep. He wanted it to be his, so it's his now. Customer service.
Okay, I'm going to be explaining that all night. I want you to know that.
Hey guys, hopefully this. Can you look on the screen and see if this is coming up? There. This is the promo code for 10% off while we're live. Yep.
I better check the times on that, make sure I activated it.
I'm gonna put it in the chat too. Okay, so the delay on this is like really funny because I'll ask a question and then I see myself ask it over there.
Yeah.
have it. Yeah, so here we go. So we're building an MRM Reaper today.
For the new 4-inch stretch.
It's the new 4-inch stretch Reaper.
Gonna do, found some Edge racing motors. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them, but Edge actually owns Sunny Sky. Sunny Sky is a subsidiary of Edge, so Edge Racing, that's going on there. We got some 2204 2300s, some Zeus 20 amp ESCs, 4-inch Reaper kit, of course. And we'll probably, I'm gonna use the MRM PDB, huh?
There it goes. Okay, we're good.
You mean you weren't on me any of that whole time?
No, I got all of that.
Okay. The MRM PDB with 2 BECs, one's adjustable, one's a 5-volt. It also has amp and volt sensors, so if you're using an omnibus or something like that, or an OSD that will read that info, you can use that. We're not gonna. I just like these because they're bulletproof, and I never have any problems with them. 180 amps, no problem. So, in fact, I should probably get a Mantis ready over there, shouldn't I? For those who ever built a Reaper stretch, getting the arms in the right configuration can be a bit confusing. As you can see here, we have a stretch layout. Is that clear in the picture?
Let's see the stretch layout. Yeah, I'm gonna get the. So I'm gonna zoom in.
These arms have a slight curve to them, as you can see, and you can see there they are opposite. So you can tell when you flip them over, they're different. So if you get them set in here wrong, you're going to end up with a funny acting or funny flying quad. This basically, they need to be swept backwards and forwards so that you get this this nice stretch configuration. If you, a lot of people end up getting these wrong and wondering why their quads aren't flying right. And it turns out they had 2 arms backwards.
You can see it now.
Hey, look at that.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna throw this thing together real quick. We're gonna use we're gonna use all the optional TPU parts on this build that really do come in handy. I gotta make sure I get this right here. Are you answering questions over there or something?
Yeah, I'm looking at the live chat and I'm trying to find the link for how to share this.
So you're not gonna help me screw motors on?
I can help you screw motors on.
And right after saying all that, of course, I put it on backwards. All right, so there we go. All right, good to go. All right. The longest screws we got, the 12 millimeters that are in there, and make sure. A lot of people forget to put these middle screws on too. They think that just the standoffs are enough, and they aren't. What's up, Brian? How you doing, bud? Anybody fire any questions out in through there?
I don't see any questions yet. Bearded Raleigh says, "Oh great, now I have to buy stuff."
Well, yeah. I don't do this for my health. Man. Yeah, even the guy who helps design these things gets it wrong every once in a while.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I put the very first arm on. I put backwards.
Put backwards. Oh. He's demonstrating what not to do.
Yeah.
That's the.
I can do that all day long. Are there questions coming through?
There's no questions right now.
Ask me questions, guys. This is for newbies, so no stupid questions out there.
So what's the benefit of the stretch over the regular X?
I will demonstrate that as soon as I get this bottom plate
Okay.
put together.
Cool.
Almost there. personally, if I flew a stretch or an X, I couldn't tell you the difference, but I fully understand the theory behind it, so that I will explain.
Micah asks if he can come by on Friday.
Sure. Like I'm going to say no, Micah. Come on. Okay, this is your stretch. Stretch frame, the axis, the coupling between these two is longer than the left to right motors. This is shorter. So the shorter coupling versus the longer coupling. The shorter coupling is going to give you a faster response than the longer coupling. That's just the laws of leverage. So the longer one is going to have a slower reaction. This is going to have a faster reaction. In racing, you're at this attitude pretty much 90% of the race. And so the shorter coupling makes for nice quick turns. So that's the theory behind it. You're getting you're getting quicker turns and steadier tracking, straight tracking as far as you're on the pitch, so that you're not going up and down as much. You have it just tracks better in the forward straight position, and it turns harder with the shorter coupling. So I hope that made sense. We see if I answered his question.
Green Gale asks, can I change the direction of my motor without switching two wires?
Yes, through BL Heli Suite, as long as you're using BL Heli. We'll do a continuation of this build for the setup, and I'll actually go through that if you'd like.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. We can get the basics of the
I won't be able to get to that tonight because we're running a little late, and this is hands down the best $18 I've ever spent.
What is it?
My electric screwdriver. When you're assembling these things as much as I am, it makes a huge difference. Okay, Loctite. Can't stress it enough. We've got a 4mm arm here with probably another 1.5 millimeters of maybe even 2 millimeters of TPU, and then we've got another 3 millimeters that we can bite into the motor. 3. So I'm going to use 8mm screws. Always be very careful of this when you're building a quad. If you start sticking screws that go too far up into your motor windings, especially right here where these wires come into the motor, you can screw it straight into those windings, and if you break the enamel on any of those copper wires, you're going to short out the motor. And I cannot tell you how many dead motors I've dealt with because of people just putting too long a screw in. So always make sure that you're not going to be screwing into anything imperative when that screw gets into the base of that motor. Loctite. Always use your Loctite.
Loctite.
A little dab on there. You can use the blue stuff is fine. The red stuff is considered permanent, but if you get the red stuff comes off actually pretty easily with heat. So, all right. A few more screws ready here. You want to throw one of those videos on when I do the other 3 motors?
Yeah.
Get this one on here real quick. And just like the lugs on your car, you want to do crisscross when you're tightening your screws down. All right, one down. One motor ready to go. All right, I'm gonna do the other 3. You wanna?
The 3? Okay.
Who are you putting on?
I'm gonna put on some videos by SFPV.
Oh, of course, Colby.
He is, yeah.
The money man.
Colby is just amazing. I need to find the
For those of you who don't know, SFPV, Colby Curtola, he's our sponsored pilot, and I would say he's probably definitely top 10 in the world right now. He'll probably tell me bullshit, but from us following him, I should watch my mouth, huh? This is a Father's Day special. From following him and watching the races he wins and the videos he puts up, I'm willing to bet he's up there in the top 10. So be sure to check out this video.
Yeah. Let's see here. Which one do we want to show? Probably. This is me being unprepared right now. That's what this is.
And by the way, I don't know if he told you, this is the first time we're doing this, so we got to give Zeph here a little slack.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Brian.
Considering this is the first time we're doing it, and we're going to have to dial this stuff in. But you can count on us doing this pretty regularly from now on, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be at least a once a week thing. It should be.
Plus, we'll be doing all kinds of other content from our pilots, and we want to try to get them more involved. But look for lots of new stuff on our YouTube channel for sure.
And why is Colby posting only? He's posting a lot of
Build?
yeah, well, not build, simulator. There you go.
Oh.
This is cool.
All right, you don't want to use that much. You don't want to use that much Loctite, especially around the TPU, since Loctite doesn't get along with TPU. It also doesn't get along with aluminum, so don't be putting it in your aluminum standoffs. The result will not be good. We got a few people watching.
We have. Yeah, the video going. I wonder if that's going through my laptop. Might be making it so it can't play it. Well, my live dashboard. Right now we have 8 people watching.
Woohoo! Tell your friends, everybody. Gee, you better hurry. I'm almost done.
Oh, yeah, I got it. It's not like, it's pretty janky though. My computer's not powerful enough to stream and play the video.
We
so
should do it on my computer then next time.
Yeah. We need to get a USB 3.0 to, okay, I'm gonna go back. Hey, and we're back. Yeah, I think we're putting some motors on.
Sure, the first hole I miss is right when you turn the camera back on.
Oh, Bearded Raleigh asks if these motors are aluminum.
Just about all motors you'll find are going to be aluminum or some sort of aluminum alloy. Mainly because steel rusts. You will find some that are steel, but the fact that you're running magnets, the fact that magnets are what's running this motor, steel isn't a good option for a motor. Okay, 3M double-sided tape. This stuff is my go-to.
I don't know where to put this.
Somewhere on my messy, messy bench.
Yeah.
Cool. We can get rid of these screws now. A lot of people use the double-sided foam tape. I hate that stuff. Once it's on, if you try to get it off, you know, you're pretty much down to using a razor blade and alcohol to get the stuff off. I just use this stuff. It's clear. It's super, super strong. I don't particularly care for heat shrinking my ESCs to the arms or putting tape around them because carbon does not transfer heat very well at all. So when you put an ESC up against it and then strap it down with electrical tape or shrink around the arm, you're really, really insulating it. And I'm all about keeping it cool. So if I do this, I just put the ESC on top of the arm and then I just don't have to worry about it. Should probably have these standoff screws in here sooner. I totally, oh, there we go. Bam.
You said the Loctite doesn't get along well with aluminum?
No.
So how do the screws then work with the motor being aluminum?
The bases are usually aluminum alloy. I'm talking mainly about the bell. This bell part is almost always aluminum because it's got magnets inside, and those magnets are what drives the motor. When you can't put any kind of ferrous metal out here, otherwise that'll interfere with your magnets. So the cans are always aluminum. The bases, I believe, tend to be more of an aluminum alloy, something that can handle, it'll handle Loctite, but it also is so what I'm looking for. It acts like a heat sink.
Oh, okay.
And aluminum's a great heat sink, but metal tends to be even better. By metal, I mean like iron, steel.
Michael Hamilton asks, what motors are we using?
Edge Racing. They're a part of Sunny Sky Motors. They actually own Sunny Sky Motors, but they're Edge Racing. The box is right. Yeah, that's the box right there.
I'm gonna do a quick little close up here from. Hey Michael, we got you. Let's do a close up of these motors for you, while Brian does the rest of.
Good looking motors.
Bill.
One hand, folks.
There, as you can see, it's the Edge Racing. I can't read through the live stream here on the camera on the back, but there you go.
Thing works good that close up, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to use this camera for live stream, because then we could show stuff really close up, so that when we get to soldering and stuff, we can really show what a cold solder and what a, just what real.
How are we going to find an example of a cold solder? Because I don't know how to do one.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So we're only going to have examples of good soldering, no bad soldering.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do a bad soldering example. Speaking of which, I should probably have my iron on.
Pardon my assumption about the cold solder.
Okay, now back to what I was doing. My 3M double-sided tape.
What cable? Oh, this is a 4-inch build, right?
Yes.
What KB are we doing?
2300.
2000. Right.
2204s though. I think you just showed them 2205s. Yeah, you showed them 2205s. We're using 2204s. Okay, and this is something that there's a bit of controversy on. I removed the ground wires from these particular, the Zeus 20s. I removed them because they don't seem to be needed. It's been thoroughly tested, no problems whatsoever, and I've done 100 builds with them this way, and not one problem out there. But I do know there's some ESCs that perform better with the ground, some that won't even perform without the ground, and some that cause video issues if you don't use the ground. So I don't really don't recommend this unless you've tested it and know what you're doing. I happen to know what I'm doing, so I'm going to do it because I like to keep my wiring as clean as possible, and that's one good way to do it.
Now, if you take Brian's advice and do this, he's not liable for...
Yep, disclaimer, disclaimer. Kids, do not try this at home. Actually, I'm kind of hoping y'all will try this at home.
Yeah.
And this 3M tape is rock solid. I mean, these things are not going anywhere until I yank them off.
We're having a bit of a debate in the chat right now. Acro is wondering why we didn't use 1407s for the 4-inch. Danny L says they're too small. Acro says there's plenty of people flying it.
The Reaper frame's a little bit heavy, so we're going with the muscle car build as versus the Porsche.
I like that analogy. Muscle car build.
We do have another frame we're working on, the Stiletto, which is going to be a 4-inch frame designed around the 1806 motor. I've decided I want to bring the 1806 back because it kind of disappeared after the Mini 250 craze got off big a couple years ago. So there's some really good 1806 motors out there right now, so the Stiletto is going to be designed around that one. It'll also handle 1407s too, Brian.
Let's see if they got a seat for that.
Okay, ready to do some soldering. I recommend to newbies always use flux. In fact, I recommend to everybody use flux. I've been soldering 30 years, and I use flux on. I flux everything I solder. Just makes it faster, makes the connections better. And anybody who says they don't need it, that may be true, but their soldering is going to look better, and they're going to be able to solder a lot faster if they do use it. A lot of guys just have that I don't need no help attitude, and unfortunately you end up spending a lot more time doing stuff you shouldn't have to do. So
we got 14 watching.
nice. Suckered 14 of you in here, huh?
But one of them's Acro, so.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. You notice I'm stripping my wires with just my flush cutters here. You guys that are kind of new, don't do that, because you're going to end up cutting strands of wire to boot. You know, use a good pair of wire strippers meant for the gauge you're using. Once you start to get a feel for these things, and you can start to do it without damaging the inner wires, but for a first or second build, I would not recommend doing it. You think we should just do the actual quad tonight, and then maybe do video and programming tomorrow, or the next time?
Yeah. I think let's do the basic quad. The ESCs get your, the basic soldering for just to get it flying. We won't do it tonight, and then next time let's do the video, and like you said, and then the control, and we can maybe do a Far Sky video after that or something.
Maybe I can get one of the guys down here to do a test flight.
Yeah, I'm sure Lance would love to.
Yeah.
Come down and do.
You notice I said I'm not going to do a test flight, but it would be good to get one of our pilots down here to come take this thing for a rip once we get it set up.
Acro is requiring an indoor hover test.
Not today. I might take it outside and do a hover test, but that's. Remember, no props in the shop rule. Okay, I use liquid flux. I actually took my beaker home, so I'm using one of the water cups here. And I go ahead and put this on all the pads. And on all the, I don't have to put it on those, do I? All my wires. There's paste out there, which some people prefer. I don't, because paste is really messy. This stuff cleans up really easily. I think I got that one. Yeah, I did. Always have a fan on, and you for those of you in California, buy your solder outside California, unless you can find somebody who sells 60/40 solder. The lead-free stuff is impossible to work with, especially with these fine electronics. So I usually go to Amazon and get mine. But the lead is horrible for you, so make sure you got a fan ventilating where you're working. Yeah, a fan, an electric fan, not a fan that sits here and like blows over your shoulder. That's
here.
It's feeling kind of weird, dude.
Okay. I'm bringing the weird vibe to the live stream.
Tin your leads by putting solder on them. They literally just suck that solder right up, so it's really just super duper simple.
What other groups should I share this to?
What ones have you shared it to?
Just NorCal.
Rotor Riot,
Rotor Riot.
Beers Bro, and FPV. And then you also want to tin your pads. A lot of people make the mistake of just putting two pieces of metal together, putting heat to them, and putting solder to them. That's how you end up damaging electronics. You want a really hot iron. You can't see my rig, but it's set at 750 degrees. And you want to get on and off these things as quickly as possible. It's when you have too cold an iron, and you sit there and you hold it and you're just trying to melt that and trying to melt it and trying to melt it, and by the time you melt it, you've overheated the electronics on the board and damaged the board. With a really hot iron, you're on there, melt the solder, off there, done, and no heat's transferred to the rest of the electronics. So you basically want to have solder on both sides, like I do on all of these now. Just take them, touch them, and melt them together. Voila! See how clean that comes out. So we got a straight wire here we need to get rid of. There we go. That one's being a little touchy. There we go. These are not tinned very well.
Get in here with the.
You know why I'm not doing this properly is because I don't have my eyes on.
Oh.
What are my magnifiers? Have you seen them?
Magnifiers. We're looking for the magnifiers.
Yeah, my eyes.
No, I've seen you wearing them before. I haven't seen it recently, though.
Been wearing them all day. Here we go.
Oh, you got them?
Yeah, this is what happens when you get old. Got to wear these things.
Zoom out a bit here.
And you'll notice I even have glasses on to boot, so
Double whammy.
it's a sad story. Alright, clean that up just a little bit. Where the solder came from. It's not working either. It's actually, I have to get 3 inches away for that to focus on there.
I'm getting focus here slowly.
I was gonna say, you're probably getting a better view of this than I am.
Yeah, I'm way up on it.
See all my stray wires then.
Yeah, like the ESC is half the frame.
Okay, finally we get a good one. There we go. So really, when you end up actually connecting these, you're not so much. I just moved this thing. You might want to make sure I'm still in frame.
Nope. What's the frame thickness?
This one is 4 millimeters. The majority of the Reapers are 5 millimeters.
Okay, I'm zoomed out.
Okay. That wasn't a really good example. That's like an ugly session you just showed there.
Okay, here I'm showing the other one. No, I'm still zoomed in, but not as close.
See, this one's much better.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
So you're not actually soldering so much as you are just melting two things with solder on them together. And you want to see a nice little ball of shiny.
Yeah, just keep the ESC right there. You go.
Shininess. You'll notice I'm not worried about which wires are going where. We'll change motor direction once we get the flight control in and connect her up to the computer. I'll touch that one up later. Okay, so next comes the PDB. I need to get some nylon. Just realized I didn't grab any nylon.
Hey guys, while he is getting some nylon, I'm going to give you a close-up of what we're building. If it'll focus, that's, of course. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, taking a long time to focus, but that's okay. Doesn't want to focus. Oh well, Brian's back with the nylon.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to get it to focus close like it did before, but it wasn't doing it as well, so it's unfortunate.
So we're going to throw some 6mm standoffs in here.
Well, what millimeter is the frame? Is it 3?
I answered.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's 4mm.
4mm.
4mm arms. 1.5mm plates. But the 5-inch, 6-inch, and all the stretches, those are all 5mm arms. And we sell these feet for both types of arms.
Are the arms replaceable on this?
Yes.
Cool, I'll give you an update here. We have 13 people watching. We've been live for...
As you can see there, each arm is separate. So one of these breaks, you pull these two screws out, pull this arm in, put another one in, and you're back in business. Okay. Where'd my PDB go? Ah, right there. We're going to do this so the plug comes out the side, the XT60, so I want this to go this way. When you do your PDB and you end up doing it like I'm doing it, don't screw these down on top of these yet. You don't want to tighten this down. In fact, you want to keep this kind of loose and not really on those, because this board's going to get hot, and if those things are tight against this board, they'll actually crack. The heat just from it getting hot from you soldering it's going to make it crack, so it's not advisable. Alright, so let's see, plus is right. Okay, we get an XT60.
And the shredded Raleigh called the other day and ordered some spaz arms.
Huh?
He ordered some spaz arms. Do you know Bearded Raleigh?
No, I don't know. I don't know the handle.
Yeah.
I might know him.
Cool. So we're about 41 minutes into the live stream now. I know we started a little bit late. I figure we go for another 20 minutes or until we're done with getting this set up, and then we'll cut it off and join us in the next one. How does that sound, Brian?
So we're gonna make this a 2-part build.
Yeah.
I like to match my battery wire for your input wire. Usually whatever you put on there is going to be overkill. But I'm using 12 gauge.
Look.
Again, you can see me fluxing everything. I guess I just dip in the flux. Can you get kind of close in on that?
Yeah. Okay, here. Can you solder from the other direction?
I'm not left-handed. How about like this?
Oh, your hand's right in the way there.
Like this?
Oh, it's up there. My bad. Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. These are soaked in flux. I just wanted to kind of show how quickly this thing. I don't know if you've ever soldered thick wires before, but it can be kind of daunting. When you got flux on there, it just soaks that solder right up.
And don't worry, I know you guys are seeing a lot of smoke.
Without flux, that would have taken me, 3 or 4 minutes. And with flux, they're already on there and good to go.
We have good ventilation. There's a nice breeze going, so.
And always look for just the bubbly glob. You want to wait till everything's bubbly and globby, and there you go. Now you know that thing's going to be on there solid. That's not going anywhere.
Sorry if you guys are commenting right now. I'm just manning the camera. Eventually we'll have another person.
Yeah, he's kind of a butthead that way.
Okay, let me see if you guys got more comments.
Bubbly goodness.
Okay, so Michael Hamilton asks if we run the same gauge that the battery has.
Yeah, that's my recommendation to everybody, is just match the battery. You could actually probably get away with thinner, but well, come on, Brian. Black goes on black, red goes on red. You could probably run thinner, but it's just a good practice to stick with what the battery's got, because you're going to be safe that way.
Totally seen you eating over there.
Say what?
Oh, I just realized you could totally see you eating over there.
Oh.
Bakersfield Multi-Rotor Club is asking me to edit the stream once it's posted with links to build the parts.
Sure.
I can totally do that.
Lost my black heat shrink. Alright, and I like my plug mounted right there, except it needs to go this way, and I put it so it just like that. So try to keep it sleek, out of the way. By the time you've heated this up and put all the solder on this thing, it's going to soak into the wire, and you're going to end up with a pretty solid outlet. It's not going to...
Here, if you want to look, yeah, I'll turn on.
Oh, look at that.
I was going to try and post our link on the live stream.
And again, flux. I'm going to tin these as well. tin these little guys. So now instead of sitting here waiting for all this metal to heat up so that the solder will stick to it, you're basically just melting the solder together. Makes it easy peasy. A little solder on your tip always helps this go faster.
That's what she said.
It's all bubbly. There we go. See that nice shiny,
Yeah, let me get it super just leave it right there.
nice shiny texture to it.
Come on, focus.
Actually, put a little more solder on there to get this started. All right, there we go. There's our XT60 on there, nice and good.
Cool.
Okay. So now we got to start putting motor wires. I actually want to clean that up a little bit. You guys get me all nervous and stuff. There we go, that's better. That's a little better. All right, and another thing I like about this PDB is the indents where the wires go. I'm going to be using.
Sorry for the camera work, guys. I'm just getting it resituated.
Let's see, front. The antenna mount, which is probably a good idea to put this on now, since I'm going to be running wires over it. I make the mistake of not doing that
You can see the little box on where your hand is.
too often. Trim a little off the end. Some flux on there. Tin it. And then I'll take my tweezers, except I don't want my other tweezers. And get this down underneath. This part's a little bit tricky when you install this first. It's easier if you do it without, but I don't feel like taking it off later, so I'm doing it this way. Just feed that. Oops. There we go. Feed that little guy up there. Dab a flux on top. There we go. That's about as clean as motor wire insulation as you can get. Right there. And since we have a positive on this side, we'll just run this over here. Hey, you want to grab a mantis from the mantis drawer over there? You know where that is?
Yeah.
It's going to be the top shelf where all the flight controllers are.
There it is. It's just a giant thing of flight controllers. That's it. Let's do a close up of that.
Let's get out of the bag first. Actually, let me just do something real quick. Then you can go to town with it. I'm just going to short the boot pins real quick while I was thinking about it.
Here is the MRM Mantis F3 flight controller.
Rock solid.
Probably most of the 12 of you that are watching this use this or have used it or know about it. Or maybe you haven't. But if you haven't, definitely check it out. They're awesome. This is what I fly with. This is what
Colby
pretty much
flies with.
all the MRM, well yeah, all the MRM team pilots fly with this. Along with the frames too. So here I'm going to give it back to Brian.
Actually, just put it over the computer. I need to flash it real quick.
Okay.
All right, so one motor down.
Yeah, we did.
What's that?
Micah says you guys actually make progress.
What's that mean?
Since we left, I don't know. What does that? What does that mean, Micah?
Yeah, I've been doing this a while. I hope I made some progress.
We running beta flight on this?
Yep.
Lance is here.
Hey, Lance. Ask him if he wants to fly this thing on the next one for us. Now, when you're doing the Reaper, one thing you have to remember is there's going to be camera mounts right here. And a couple times I've forgotten. But this is going to be right here, so you have to make allowances for that wire to be able to go around that. So just keep that in mind when you get to these front motor wires.
I wonder if I can. Oh, I can't awkwardly stand in the back and eat anymore.
Now, were you doing it before?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to sit out of this little corner here.
I don't think these guys care if you eat.
No. Oh. Must eat the shrimp, the flesh of the seafood. Shrimp.
What is going on here? Come on. This one's fighting me. I'm making this harder on myself than I have to.
Lance has 0 of 6 quads working.
What the hell, Lance? What am I paying you for? Tell him to get in here and get him fixed.
Nope. You hear that? You hear that, Lance? Bring it in here and we'll fix it for you.
No, it's not what I was saying. I meant get what he needs to fix them.
We were talking about it earlier.
No, he's on his own.
The Baker's. I don't know who's behind Bakersfield Multi-Rotor Club.
I'm guessing it's probably Matthew.
Yeah. Well, he's saying that Brian needs to donate it to Matt at Bakersfield.
Yep, that's Matthew.
That's Matthew. Yeah. What are we gonna do with this? We haven't decided what's happening with this quad yet.
It's gonna get flown. I'll tell you that much. This last one I've got to get a little creative on, since I don't have any power on this side, so I usually run these right around to this one. Easy peasy. Yeah, that would have been kind of a... We would have started earlier today, but...
I was late.
Well, not just... Well, that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was because I was alone in the shop today, and this wouldn't have gone very well with me having to run out and deal with customers the whole time, so... We waited till 6 to start, because that's when we close, and then Zephyr was late, so...
We didn't really start till 7. I figured out the live stream at home, but not with the MultiRotorMania information. But we've been live for 56 minutes, so I think that's successful to me.
Can you guys hear Zeph chewing? It's like totally loud, dude.
Nice. It's my small cheeks.
I want to hear what their answers are. Anybody say yeah?
I just asked.
I asked.
They can, yeah.
Good stuff. That's another thing we're learning tonight is what we can get away with and what we can't. As far as you guys hearing us and seeing us.
Yeah. Really, really appreciate your guys' feedback on all of this. What we could do differently.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
You are our guinea pigs.
Did someone fart? Rotors Anonymous asks.
If I did, I probably would have said something.
Yeah. He would have.
I tend to claim my farts.
Okay, so Rotors Anonymous is a little more in depth on what we're doing. And I think that's mostly just it's new and we're like an hour in, so he's up explaining. But also there's less to explain right now. You're just stripping wires and yeah. So normally we would be oh, okay. He says why is it good to do that instead of this? You were doing that a lot before though. Like,
What's that?
Just for exactly what you're doing, you know, just like keeping the narration for I'm soldering this, I guess. But I mean, he's kind of going through. And just
Yeah, I'm on the last of what 8 wires. So I
yeah.
talked a lot during the first 4.
Yeah.
If that helps.
In the future, I'm gonna go to
Videos.
I'm gonna go to other videos. Kind of type at the same time.
So what he's saying is, when I start boring you, he's going to go to something interesting.
Yeah. Run an antenna under the arm and not use a 3D printed mount you have on it now.
Nope.
Why not?
That's what I was waiting for. Carbon is an RF shield. Radio does not pass through carbon. I mean, it doesn't like slow it down; it stops it. So whenever you put your antenna behind or under or next to carbon, you're effectively blocking it from that direction.
I can vouch for that problem.
That's why when you see most antennas, they are up above, and they're usually tilted back so that when they're in the forward attitude, that antenna is still sticking straight up and level. Okay, ESC's motors are installed. It's flight control time. It takes a minute to flash this board. You want to... Whoa, hello. Yeah.
What happened?
Camera stand. I just
okay.
realized I can't get off my chair going that direction without taking your camera out.
Let me grab the camera stand.
Oh, and it's safe to put these on there now that I've done all my soldering. I can go ahead and tighten these down on here without doing any damage to them. Oh, that one may be a problem. Oops. Just the one I need. Yeah, I think we've got a bad nylon stand. Yep, we do.
Ooh, we can do polls. I like polls.
Do what?
We can, so anyone who's viewing live, I guess we can send a poll out to.
Oh. I got a couple of deformed nylon standoffs here.
Okay guys, I just added a poll onto our live stream. I've never done that before. If you guys see it, let me know.
I think Polish American is the politically correct thing to say.
I'm Polish American.
Oh,
Oh, Rogers Anonymous says...
yeah, other way, Brian.
Oh. So, we got a couple good ideas. Do an X-Class build.
As soon as we do our X-Class frame, we will.
Do a micro brushless build.
And yes, Brian is designing an X-Class frame.
Yes! Go Brian, go Brian,
What's
go,
that magic?
go.
Flashing sound.
Here, I gotta move the camera. Go. Cool guys, I'm gonna film Brian using a computer now.
You just said film.
I am filming.
You're recording?
I am I am live streaming.
It's like when I used to tape my television shows.
Oh, yeah. Ha ha ha. So I'm trying to go through, and I'm like yelling into the microphone there.
Sorry, I tried to get him to do a video while this did this, but...
So how do I... Okay guys, here's the back end. So I'm trying to figure out how to add, this is the pole right here.
Well, you need more than one option.
I do, I have yes, of course, why wouldn't I, and awkward.
Okay, save. Scroll down. Add, scroll down.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to show
Yeah,
too
that's
much
what I
of
wanted to see. Maybe reveal? Oh, what was that?
No. This is our key. If we reveal this, then anyone can
Gotcha.
overtake our stream.
Good thing it's little stars then.
Yep.
Alright, programming successful.
Okay, cool. So we got the programming done.
No, we got the flashing done. Now I can clean up my boot pins. Wow, I just did a rookie maneuver.
What'd you do?
I forgot to install my power wires before I put the PDB in.
Oh. Well, now I know how to fix it now.
I like to install all my power wires before I put the PDB in because it's easier to solder them from the back than it is from the front. I just used regular old servo wire for most of my smaller wiring connections. Hey, will you grab me that PDB out of that drawer that says 2 PDB modules? Second row, there you go. You're looking right at them right now. Oh, don't open it!
Nope.
I'm kidding.
Jeez. Sitting here just ripping open packaging. That was perfect on your hand. Here.
Yeah, I'm a funny guy.
The record running.
Again, flux and tin, everything. Always do this beforehand. It just makes things so much faster. I actually just wanted this so I could make sure I'm hooking it up to the right regulator. Okay, this is this way, and we got adjustable 5 volts over here.
When are we gonna have the ion antenna?
Probably with the next VAS order. I'll probably be ordering in the next week or so and have them within 2 weeks. Yeah, sorry we don't have them yet, but we will.
Cool. We've been live for an hour and 5 minutes now. Sweet.
And there's still people in there, huh?
We have 11 people watching.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, Lance says we should do a video on smart audio. Or a live stream on smart audio.
Once we have our smart audio VTXs in, surely. But we don't carry TBS, so.
Yeah. Cool, and then a few people want the X Quad, the X Class, so I think.
Yeah, but do they just want to see one built, or do they want to build one? So that wasn't so difficult, but it definitely would have been easier if I'd done that prior. And usually I'll put my video power wires in. Worry about that since we're not hooking up video tonight. So, Mantis. I like to put the board in this orientation. This way is actually what's considered the default. So I flip it like this, and I put 180 degrees pitch into the configuration so that I can have all these markings up on top. All this stuff is protected by turning it over, so you know nothing's going to come in here and short anything out or knock it off. Plus you get to see the nice big old MRM logo there. So you always want to hook all your wires up to one side if possible, because you can power this board from just about anywhere, but I want to power it from over here where the motor wires are, so when I need to take this off, this will just flip right up like this. If you hook them up over here, you end up with a board that you can't get off, so make sure you hook them all up to the same side. The Mantis can be powered anywhere on this 5-volt rail and ground rail. It can be powered at any of the 5 volts along these. It can be powered at the LED 5 volt. So there's lots of options of where you can put your power. So cut off the excess wire here. And the first thing I'm going to do is hook up my power. And again, unless you're really comfortable with flush cutters, use wire strippers. Otherwise you're going to end up cutting the actual strands of wire. And we're going to do this from right around the channel 6 pads. Just stick these in here. Like that, so you can actually see them protruding through here a little bit. And then I just dab a little flux on there. And my solder's under my hand. There we go. Put a little solder on the tip of your iron. Pretty much just touch the pad. Done. And touch the pad. Done. You can see that makes for a nice clean little bubble. Shiny bubble. Alright, so now don't cut your motor wires too short. Everybody's done it. You're probably going to do it at some point.
I've done it.
So just make sure you leave plenty of slack in here when you're pulling your motor wires. Remember which pin it has to go to and make sure it's going to reach there. So I'll just pull these up here, cut them off right about there. And then we'll pull these in here. Cut those off right about there, and that should give us plenty of wire. And then we'll
Hey guys,
go ahead.
Messing with the camera just a little bit here.
Especially when you get down to this really thin gauge wire, you really want to use wire strippers. Otherwise, you're just going to keep cutting off little pieces of wire and get really frustrated. Your wires will just get shorter and shorter. So,
Trying to get around here.
I liked it better
Your hands are always kind of.
when it was behind me.
Well, this hand is always in the way. That's the thing.
See, I got fat hands?
No, it's just always just how you position yourself.
Because I got fat hands.
I'm not gonna say it.
What?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So see, this way we can actually see better what we're doing.
All right, so now I got these. Like I said, you know, use wire strippers on these. Otherwise, you're just going to keep trimming them shorter and shorter and get frustrated. So now we got motor 1. Stick it into signal 1. And since I put these in from the bottom, remember that your first row is S-bus. I made the mistake of putting motor 1 into S-bus more than one time. Dab a little flux, little dab of solder, Just touch it to the pad, and bam, that one is ready to go. And I just filled motor hole 2 with solder. Motor number 2. So that's where we bring out the solder sucker.
So you know why straws aren't cool?
What's that?
You know why straws aren't cool?
Why?
They're designed to suck.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil who?
Ah, never mind. There's no point.
Oh. Nice. See, we're getting it on with the PG jokes. That's good.
All right, so there. I fixed my mistake of soldering motor number 2. Oh, geez, Brian, really?
Did you,
Don't freaking believe this.
orientation's all...
Huh?
Orientation, or?
Well, let's just say I built it backwards.
Oh, I've done that. I've done so many wrong pieces with...
That's all right. It's
You can always
it's nothing that
unsolder.
we can't
Yeah.
overcome here.
You can always take it apart. Like, and this is where it's good to stick to the rules of soldering, where you're not putting it on too much, too hot. Because I've definitely like put something on wrong, and then when I went back to go fix it is when it like actually broke.
Wow, I can't believe I did that.
Are we in the live stream here?
That's embarrassing. But notice how quickly I fixed it.
Heck yeah.
Rookie would have been here all night trying to fix that.
We have the first mention of Banggood in the chat.
No! This is a no Banggood chat.
But the good news is the comment is saying that the quad won't bind.
Bummer.
That sucks.
Yep, sucks to own a quad from Banggood.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That was
don't
Rotors Anonymous.
don't mean to get snarky, but Banggood is going to destroy this hobby. If you want to know my thoughts, just check my Facebook page.
Rotors Anonymous says you sell Banggood.
No, we don't. We may sell items that Banggood also sells, but we don't sell anything from Banggood.
Well, it's a joke. Wait, what he said.
All right, motor. Is this going to reach? After that lecture about making your motor wires too short, I actually may have made one too short. Do-do-do. Ha. Success. All right. We just built a quad. I take that back. I built a quad. You guys had nothing to do with it.
You got everyone waiting to watch Brian make a quad. Ooh, here.
All right, direct soldered. Nice clean wires. Notice everything's on this side, so when I need to get into this board, I can just pull this up just like this, and be able to access everything. I got a couple of bad standoffs here, so I'm going to have to actually pull this PDB out to get in to replace that standoff, but you can definitely see where we're at right here with the build. This is now a flyable quad. no video, of course, but this is pretty much all your meat and potatoes for getting in the air. Anything else we need to do, or any questions before we go?
I think that's it. Eric's here. Eric says hi.
Eric Villanueva?
Yeah.
Hey, Eric. Oh, and one thing I want to say, when you finish soldering stuff with flux, you definitely want to clean it up afterward. I use 91% isopropyl and a toothbrush.
Eric says, "Yo, B."
I don't know if you can see the shiny right in there, but that little shininess, that little bit of flux, can really screw with you when you're trying to program your ESCs. Sometimes BL Heli won't read them. Sometimes a motor will twitch. Sometimes a motor won't even work until that flux is completely dried out. So I usually scrub it down just like that, clean, and then I set it in front of a fan for about a minute and a half, and then and it's usually good to go. So we'll get this puppy, get some video on this puppy for you. When are we gonna do this again?
I think we're definitely going to do it next week sometime. But we might go sooner. We're going to talk about that. We'll post on Facebook about 48 hours beforehand next time, so that you guys know to tune in. And when we're doing the next video for this build.
Did anybody use the coupon?
Anybody buy anything?
Anybody here go shopping? Because as soon as we turn, and if anybody's gonna, let me know, because I'm gonna turn it off as soon as we turn the camera off.
We're going, guys. Here, I'll do a last little.
Tell you what, I'll let it go for 10 minutes afterwards in case they got stuff they got to put in the cart or something. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to let the code go for about another 10 minutes or so.
Okay, guys, so the code's going to expire at about, you're going to do 14 minutes, let's do 8:30.
15's fine.
Yeah. So code's going to expire for the 10% off. It's a bearded Raleigh. And so here is the information. And this is going to expire at 8:30 tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll come back and do another one. Take care.
How long were we on?